What's up, everybody, and welcome back. Today, I'm going to be answering a question that I get all the time, and I think it's really important to answer as we go into 2025. And that question is, where is the next up-and-coming area in Raleigh that I should be thinking about living in? I'm going to answer that question to you today. We're going to talk about all the changes coming to this area, why it's going to be the area to be, and best of all, I'm going to give you 3 neighborhoods that you should consider living in if you want to be in this area. I'm even going to give you a bonus, one of my favorite neighborhoods in Raleigh, and I think it's one of the best kept secrets. So be sure to stay to the end so you can know these neighborhoods. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this area that I'm talking about. And to do so, we're gonna go over to West Raleigh. And this is a part of town that has needed some redevelopment for many years now. It's kind of been an afterthought for many reasons, but it's an area of town that has a lot going for it. In fact, it's probably one of the best located parts of the city. And best of all, right now, it's got the Lenovo Center. This was recently renamed. It used to be the PNC Arena. It's now the Lenovo Center. This is home to the Carolina Hurricanes, which is our NHL team here in the area. NC State basketball plays there on a regular basis. There's a ton of concerts all the time. And so this area is a hub for many, and it's gonna go through a massive redevelopment, and it's also going to lead to a ton of redevelopment all around it. So what we're talking about specifically is the Blue Ridge Corridor. This is a 3-mile stretch of land running from Western Blvd to Edwards Mill Road. Lenovo Center, again, located off of Edwards Mill Road. And what we're doing with Lenovo Center, think of that as the center of this redevelopment, and everything else is gonna happen around it. So right now there's about 9,500 people living in and around this area, and about 30,000 professionals who come to work in and out every single day, give or take. But there's also a ton of different unique items all around this area. You've got the North Carolina Art Museum, which is awesome to go visit. They have an incredible park there that you can walk through. They have an awesome cafe to grab breakfast and go for a walk. You can also get into Olmsted State Park from this area. And there's of course, the major venue, Lenovo Center. So as a cultural place, there's a lot going on just located within this area alone. And what's gonna happen at the Lenovo Center is they're really gonna take it and transform it into basically a major city arena. Right now, it feels like a big city, and it used to not, but they're gonna do even more to make it feel like that. I recently went to a Carolina Hurricanes game, and it's just amazing how many people pack in our southern city to go watch hockey. And it's really a fun atmosphere, and we have this great owner who bought the team a few years ago, and his name's Tom Dundon, and he's really leading the charge on this redevelopment. So the Lenovo Center is going to undergo a $300 million investment that is going to completely modernize the entire arena. Upstairs on the upper concourse, they're going to add a state-of-the-art view bar. And what a view bar is you're going to be able to go up there, grab a drink, grab some food, not necessarily have a seat at the arena, but be able to watch the game or the event, whatever is happening up there from the view bar, and really be able to take it in, and great networking opportunities up there. They're also going to be redoing the luxury suites in the arena, giving tons of opportunity for both casual and corporate fans. They're going to have new backstage facilities and loading docks so that they can bring in even bigger productions and even bigger stars than what they're already doing. So the question is, will Taylor Swift be coming to Lenovo Center soon? We'll see. But the big thing is that they want to take the Lenovo Center from being used about 150 to 160 days a year to being used every single day. And that is an awesome goal for these folks to have, and is going to create a really cool vibe in the Raleigh area, and not necessarily something that we have right now. I gotta preface this with I'm a big NC State fan, and I do have some regrets about some of this development that's gonna happen. We're gonna lose some of the options for tailgating for NC State football, but given their current record, maybe it doesn't really matter. Anyways, let's move on. So what's gonna go on around the arena, kind of think about the parking lot around the arena right now, is they're gonna add a 4,500 seat venue that's gonna be operated by Live Nation, of course, you know, the biggest producer of events in the area. That's gonna complement the larger arena. So think of your Red Hat or your Cocoa Theater in Cary. This is gonna be a really nice option in this part of town where maybe they'll have a concert that wouldn't fit into Lenovo Center, but will fit well kind of next door to it in this smaller mid-size event center. There's also gonna be some residential space. They're gonna have 200 high-end apartments that are gonna have residents living there, being able to walk to these events and really take it all in. Will it be pretty loud? If it's used every day, I would assume so. It's gonna be loud, so it might be something you wanna think about before making the move there. And even better, right now, there's really no hotels within walking distance of the arena, and that's a big miss. When you think about the arena in Charlotte, the Spectrum Center, there's hotels within walking distance, so you can go to a concert and walk back to your hotel if you don't live in Charlotte. And right now, Lenovo Center just doesn't have that. You most times are gonna have to get a ride or drive to wherever you're staying. And so adding this 150 room hotel on site, plus other hotels that are gonna be built within the Blue Ridge corridor, are gonna be a huge benefit to the arena and attracting even more folks to these concerts and events that they're gonna be doing, especially since they're gonna be trying to do these every single day of the year. And there's gonna be retail and dining. Right now, there's really not much dining around. There's only one restaurant within walking distance of the Lenovo Center. It was recently redone by the Hurricanes. They bought the restaurant and have redone the menu. I haven't had a chance to go yet, but I assume it's better than it was. They're really trying to bring this area to life, and that was a first step, but they're gonna bring even more restaurants, which I think is important, because right now, it's hard to go to grab a bite to eat before the game or be able to leave the game and go grab a bite to eat afterwards with nowhere nearby. And so this is gonna be a huge benefit to the arena itself and definitely gonna attract even more attendance. And this is something that I would love to see in the future. There's potential for further expansion, including potentially a Major League Baseball stadium. Now, I don't think we're getting that next week by any means, but if the opportunity was there, I would definitely welcome a Major League Baseball team. I'm curious though, not everybody in Raleigh is on board for this. If you live in Raleigh, would you welcome a Major League Baseball team next door to the Lenovo Center? Leave a comment below and let us know. So one thing that they're also gonna be working on in this redevelopment is adding some connectivity to the area. As I've said before, right now there's just not a lot of connectivity. You basically drive into the arena, you park, you get out, you go, and you get back in your car and go home. And so there's really not much connectivity or things to do in the area. So this redevelopment is not just about buildings and development. They're also going to be connecting it and making it pedestrian friendly with some new bike paths that will lead to the Lenovo Center and also will lead to the Triangle Bikeway and Umstead State Park, which is really cool. They're gonna have some green spaces as well that will encourage outdoor activities and some community gatherings. So that's a really cool feature of this redevelopment. All right, as I mentioned before, as I'm sure you can imagine, not every resident in Raleigh is super excited about this. Of course, there's been some pushback on this project, and residents have said that they're worried about congestion, rising housing costs, and the loss of Raleigh's charms. Others have said that they fear that rapid development could lead to gentrification and pushing out longtime locals. And trust me, I fully understand that. I'm a native of Raleigh. I get it. I get the fear of all of those things. And trust me, traffic is much worse in Raleigh than it was even 10 years ago. But I think what we have to come to accept is that Raleigh is a growing city. It's a great place to live. It's a great place to raise a family, and people want to be here. And yes, while housing costs have gone up in Raleigh, the reality is that when you compare them to the rest of the country, it's still very affordable to live here in the Raleigh area. So all in all, I think these are good things for Raleigh, but I get the angst, especially if you've lived here forever and you call this place home. It's hard to see the change, but I would encourage you, go to a Hurricanes game. Like I said, I recently went to one, and just walking around, just the energy and the vibe of the arena was so much fun, and I can only imagine what it's gonna be like as this redevelopment moves along. People are asking, of course, well, what's the timeline on this? How long is this going to take? Well, they expect to start much of the redevelopment work around the Lenovo Center next year. And of course, projects like this don't move quickly. They take time. In fact, they've been in the planning process of this for over 10 years. So it's going to take time to build this out. And in fact, I don't know if we want it to move quickly. We want it to move thoughtfully and with the right pieces in place so that we're not making mistakes. This is really important to the future of Raleigh, and we need to make sure that it's done well and properly. We've already got 6 major projects in the area under construction and about a dozen more in planning stages. So the future there is bright. And this is going to be a huge area that people are going to want to live in. If I was thinking about making the move to Raleigh and I was open to different locations, I would highly recommend thinking about this area. So if that's you, you might be asking, well, what neighborhoods should I consider if I'm going to make this move? So the first one I want to tell you about is called Inside Wade. Inside Wade is literally directly across the street from the Lenovo Center. This is one of my favorite neighborhoods in the Raleigh area. There's apartments kind of before you get to Inside Wade. There's some restaurants there now. And then as you get into Inside Wade, they have a mix of different types of housing. So they have townhomes, 3-story townhomes, 2-story townhomes, and single family homes. The single family homes run in about the $600,000 to $800,000 range, and the townhomes run in the $400,000 to about $500,000 range. So still a very affordable place to live, a fantastic location, but this is one of the most popular neighborhoods in all of Raleigh. The median days on market in Inside Wade is 12 days. But even that seems long in my opinion. That's probably skewed by a couple of houses. What I normally see in Inside Wade is if a house comes on the market on a Friday, it's usually gone by the end of the weekend. So if you're considering Inside Wade, I would highly recommend moving quickly if you find a house that you like there. The next neighborhood that I would consider if I was thinking about living in this area is called the Hamptons at Umstead. This is a very nice luxury neighborhood that's been in the Raleigh area for about 10 years now. It's a beautiful neighborhood. It's directly across the street from an entrance to Umstead State Park. When you go to the Hamptons at Umstead, honestly, you feel like you're in the mountains of North Carolina. You feel like you're really far away from everything, but it's so close to everything. And as this redevelopment around the Lenovo Center happens, you're gonna be even closer to so much. So if being close by to tons of activities and really an up and coming place is important, I would definitely recommend thinking about the Hamptons at Umstead. Now, this is a more expensive neighborhood. This is definitely a luxury neighborhood. Probably the lowest price you're going to be able to find in the Hamptons at Umstead is maybe in the 1.2 range, and then definitely up from there. I would say on an average, you're going to be looking at about 1.5 to 1.6 to get into the Hamptons at Umstead. But many of these homes in that neighborhood are custom built, really nicely done, and it's just an awesome location. I highly recommend thinking about it. Again, another popular neighborhood where the median days on market in the Hamptons at Umstead is 15 days. But again, that's probably skewed by a few houses that stayed on the market longer than typical in the neighborhood. I would say for the most part, you're gonna be looking on average about 7 days. You don't have much time to make a decision or think about it if you wanna be in the Hamptons at Umstead. Another neighborhood that you could think about is called Trinity Woods. This is a neighborhood that's south of Lenovo Center. This is a neighborhood with some older homes and some newer homes. You're looking at about $500,000 to $600,000 to get into Trinity Woods. There you're looking at about average days on market of 18. Again, a great location, a little bit bigger yards than Inside Wade. Inside Wade, you're kind of stacked on top of each other. Trinity Woods, you're gonna be a little bit bigger in size there, but it's a really close-knit community, awesome location. And bonus, this one is super important to listen to. I think this is one of the best kept secret neighborhoods in all of Raleigh. And if you're thinking about moving here, I would highly recommend checking it out. It's called Medfield Estates. So if you're open to an older home, I'm talking 70s and 80s, you should check out Medfield Estates. And the reason why is you're gonna get one of the biggest lots in Raleigh that you can find. On average, you're looking at about a half acre to up to an acre of land. Really, really hard to find that in the Raleigh area. The location is incredible. You're gonna be about 5 minutes from the Lenovo Center and about 5 minutes to downtown Cary. the combination of that location, you honestly just can't beat. You've got incredible growth happening in both areas. Medfield Estates, you're looking at prices anywhere in the 500 to up to 700, 750. So still very affordable for a single family home in the area. One thing that's important to note is it's not on city water or city sewer. They're on community water and septic in the neighborhood. So that is something you have to be open to and a bit unique. But bonus, you're not paying city taxes. So even better, you get the location of being close to everything, but you're not paying any city taxes. So I would definitely recommend thinking about Medfield Estates. All right, so I'm curious, what do you think about all of these changes coming to the Raleigh area? What do you think about the neighborhoods I mentioned living in? Do you think these are places you would want to live? Let us know. And by the way, if you're thinking of moving to the Raleigh area in the next 9 to 90 days, go ahead and reach out to us now. Shoot us a text or an email. Our contact info is below. We talk to people every single day who are thinking about moving to the Raleigh area or have questions about it. We're always happy to help. And by the way, if you want to learn more about downtown Cary, which is about 5 minutes from the Lenovo Center, go ahead and check out this video right here, and we'll talk to you soon.